Anyways, what we were discussing earlier was how Jett's lame for not being here and being in Cuba.
Yeah, and how we're going to replace him with a paper shredder.
Yes. Which isn't plugged in, actually, so...
Oh, well.
It's as good as Jett. Jett's as good as a non-plugged-in paper shredder.
That's true. And technically, when Jett plays the guitar, he shreds.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And this paper shredder is black.
There you
Jett
go.
black, I would say.
Oh.
So it's perfect.
Wow. Excellent. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 18 of the recurring Bosscast. 18 already, wow.
18, I know, racking them up.
Crazy. We are Split Kick's fortnightly podcast. I am Matt. With me is Jason from Inside Gaming Daily and Slick Gaming.
Hello. And we are Jettless.
We are, indeed, Jettless. He is
Jettless.
in Cuba.
Like a boss. He's working and doing work or something in Cuba, apparently.
Who works in Cuba? I mean, geez.
I don't know.
Crazy.
But anyways, we have the, or at least I have the Jett Black paper shredder, which Matt says shreds like Jett shreds on the guitar. So
Yes.
they're basically the same thing.
Basically
So we're all good.
Yeah, he's going to be our
Yeah,
official
pretty much the same
episode
thing.
mascot.
Yeah. If he were plugged in, you'd hear him buzz every now and then, but he's not plugged in. So Jett's in Cuba,
Yes, indeed.
so we'll move on to what we are doing with our life. Matt, you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, so I told myself I would never ever do it, but or I'd never do it again, I should say. But my brother has been playing for a while, and he got me back into playing World of Warcraft, and I was quite addicted for quite a long time. But I can safely say that I'm not addicted this time around. I picked it up, played it again for a little bit. I got 7 days of free game time for a promotion that they're doing, and I can safely say that it's not something that I will be doing a lot of. It's changed, I would say, considerably, and it doesn't grab me and pull me in like it did before. So I'm sure Liza will be relieved that I'm not going to be addicted to Warcraft anytime soon again. So
Yeah, when my friend was playing it and he had a whole bunch of these things, he's like, oh yeah, I got this achievement last night. And I'm like, wait a minute, achievements? And all these things change. And he's like, well, which mount should I ride? I have 7. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, I stopped way too long ago to know any of this stuff.
and that stuff that was instituted quite a while ago. Now they've got you can take your pets and you can pet battle. You can level up your pets and look for rare things, and you can fight the squirrels and rabbits and stuff you find all running around different places and all that stuff.
I wonder if the developers knew then that, or when they made the game, that eventually people would be battling with pets. That's what the game had come to, was battling with pets and buying many mounts.
It's now just basically glorified Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, it pretty much is, isn't it? I guess maybe I got out at a good time. So
Yeah.
So your 7 days wasn't the best experience.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It seems like there's way too much going on now. It was easy to sort of focus on. Oh, and the other thing is they made it so much easier. Like everything is much easier to do, and things are and you can go on the website and you can buy things that you should have to acquire in game. So you can go and buy like these epic flying mounts, and you can buy different things that you can use in game. Whereas when I used to play it, it was, you had to go around collecting everything, and the only stuff you could technically buy was sort of the scratch-off cards in the World of Warcraft card games.
Right.
And they would give you in-game items. But, yeah, it seems like they've sort of tried to make it more for the everyday Warcraft player. And I think that it may... Again, I haven't been playing it for too long since I started again, only a few days. But I think they're sort of taking it away from the hardcore gamer and sort of putting it in the hands of the sort of everyday casual gamer and making it easy for both. I don't know what that's going to do to their bottom line of hardcore Warcraft addicts, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. Strangely enough, this past Sunday was
For sure.
Laura's birthday, and I bought her Guild Wars 2 for her birthday. So her sister has played it and really liked it. So we'll see.
I love Guild
maybe
Wars
it'll be
2.
good. Have you played it? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
What do you think is like the biggest thing you like about Guild Wars 2 over WoW?
to be completely honest, I haven't played Guild Wars in a little bit. And then obviously just playing Warcraft recently now has sort of skewed my memory of Guild Wars.
Right.
But I think, I don't know. It's like there's less to do in Guild Wars, but I think the best part about Guild Wars is that it's a lot more story driven than Warcraft is. Whereas Warcraft, the instances are story driven, well, somewhat. When you get a little later on, everything's a little bit more story driven. And then obviously you've got sort of the events of each expansion pack are very story driven. And as you go through the leveling process, you sort of flesh out the story and get more immersed in it. But I find that Guild Wars plays out more like a story on the whole. So literally everything you do has sort of context within the bigger world. It's not like there are quests where you go around and gather this many things or kill this many enemies kind of thing. But I think overall you feel like you're more involved in the sort of giant world of Guild Wars 2. I think that's probably the biggest difference. It's more immersive and it's a lot more story driven and all the events sort of happen in quick time and it's a lot more cinematics happen and things like that. So I think it's just more interesting, a little bit more inviting, more sort of enthralling Guild Wars. It's a better experience in my opinion.
Well, that's cool.
If you're looking for a story, yeah.
Anything else going on with you, or just the WoW experience?
Yeah, that's been kind of my week. I sort of not really done a whole lot.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I've actually been out and about a lot. Laura's sister was here, so we've been... Actually, she just went back. She was visiting for school. She had her summer break, and now she has an internship. So she went back, but we went to FanimeCon, the big anime convention in San Jose, about 2 weeks ago.
In San Jose, yeah.
Yeah, and
right on.
It was my first time going, but I know Laura and Elisa have gone a few times, and I always see pictures, and I've gone to a few cons before, but never... a few conventions, but never like an anime-focused one. So it was kind of what I expected, but kind of, a little bit more fun too, because everyone was dressed up in crazy costumes, and it was really kind of about, it's in the name, I guess, but it's really about like the fans being there and just having fun with one another, and it was cool. It was a neat experience.
Did Laura dress up?
No, we didn't dress up or anything. We saw plenty of people that dressed up though, so I don't feel like we were missing out. But it did make me want to dress up. And so we decided, I don't know if we decided, but we discussed if we go next year that maybe Laura and I could be Professor Layton and Luke.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love that.
That'd be so cool.
I think it's actually fairly doable. I mean, that costume's not too bad. And I mean, I didn't see any of them when I was there, or if I did, they weren't really good. So maybe we'd stand out.
You could have always just went as Jason from the recurring Bosscast.
I did. I cosplayed myself, nice. And no one recognized me. Oh, but actually, funny story. We went for 2 days, and one day I wore this really old, like 4-year-old Sonic the Hedgehog shirt.
Right.
And I got 4 compliments.
Amazing.
People were like, "Oh, nice shirt." That was so funny. And then the next day, I had this. We got from an arcade in Michigan before I moved out here. This squid hat that I wore, and there was like 4 other people with squid hats. So whenever we saw each other, we tried to take pictures.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. And beyond that, I bought some stuff there, just like random stuffed animals and things that I probably could have got elsewhere cheaper, but in the moment it sounded like a great idea.
Yeah, of course.
And then I do like getting a lot of artwork and like posters, and it's something that I've only really done recently, but there's some pretty cool ones. And have you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series online?
I'm familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not sure if there's a difference in that or not.
Okay, well, the Abridged series is this like series of YouTube videos by this one guy who like he makes it so like the series is like really short, because you know how a lot of animes are like really dragged on and kind of pointless. Yeah, well, he makes it so it's really short, and he gets the basic plot elements correct, but he makes everything like ridiculous. So instead of like Mokuba and Kaiba being brothers that are kind of like happy-go-lucky and whatnot, he makes them like really like characterized and on one end of the stick, and they're kind of like D-bags and all these things. But like he still follows the plot, so the main plot line is still good, but it's all really cut up. Anyways, the guy that made it was there, so I met him, and I was like totally surprised he was there, little Karibo. And it was funny because I went to this booth and I saw the picture of someone had done a poster of like all the characters from the show. And I was like, oh, cool. And this lady was there, and I'm like, do you know who the artist is? And she's like, no, but the creator of the show is right here. And like, she pointed right next to her. I didn't even see him. And it was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. So like, we shook his hand, and I was like mini starstruck.
Nice.
I'm sure Laura and everyone else with us was like, "What is this kid's problem?" But I thought it was my little brush with celebrity.
That's
so
awesome.
it was pretty cool.
Good stuff.
Anyways, beyond that, we actually went to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, which apparently, it's been around for over like 100 years, but Laura again had talked about it a lot, and it's this obviously it's a beach boardwalk, but it's on the Pacific Ocean in Santa Cruz, and it's a whole bunch of like amusement parks and roller coasters, kind of like carnival stuff.
Nice.
And it was pretty fun. There's a similar style thing in Chicago where I came from, but this one was definitely a better experience because it was more fun.
Yeah.
And so we rode roller coasters and went on these like silly rides that were targeted for kids, but we still enjoyed them, and ate some overpriced corn dogs.
Of course,
and
of course.
It was super fun. But I really liked. There was a few arcades there I really liked going to because the boardwalk was so old. They had these arcade machines that were just ancient, and so we went to this arcade, and there's like, an original like Galaxian machine next to an original Asteroids and Defender and all these old machines, and I was like going crazy.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure everyone else is just like, those games are lame. But for me, I was like, oh my God, picture. And so I took all these shots, and it was so cool. It was neat, to actually see something that's now 40 years old. And
that's
pretty
fantastic. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking at the website right now, and it said that it had Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Centipede.
Mm-hmm. Saw them all.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I didn't know they made a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time arcade game.
Yeah, they did.
But by God, there it was.
Yeah.
Like right in the very front. And it had like, the artwork dedicated and everything. It was pretty neat.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have lost a lot of quarters there.
Yeah, well, I did actually because some of them were like broken. So that kind of sucked. But I did spend other quarters. Nice. But regardless, Yeah.
Was it quarters or was it tokens? Did you have to change
it? Was tokens. Okay. They were tokens. Yeah. And so I kept a few.
I was going to say, you got to keep them for the experience.
It's funny. Like, they released, it's by Capcom. They released a side-scrolling beat-em-up, Alien vs. Predator, and it's only released in the arcades. It was there. I found it there. There's one in Michigan City, and there's one in like somewhere else in Indiana where I was from. All of them are broken. It's like every time I try to play them, I've never got the chance. And I saw it here, and I'm like, oh, finally, I can play this game. Nope, quarter would never go in, or the token. So I'm pretty positive that every Aliens vs. Predator machine in the world is broken.
Maybe it's just so hard that people just break the machine.
It could be, but I read online that it's supposed to be really great. So if someone watching the show knows where I can play a real one, or tell me how the game is, please.
Yeah, submit your
Jay Jasicki is my Twitter handle. You can hit me up. Yeah, so that was that, and it was a good time. So
nice.
We've been all over the place. So what about you? Have you been playing games?
I have. It's funny.
Besides WoW,
I hadn't played it before, and then I heard you guys started talking about it in one of the podcasts prior to this. So I picked it up on iOS, and I've been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Oh man, yeah, the HD collection,
and it's awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. I don't think I've ever wanted to be a lawyer, but playing this thing, it's pretty fun. You go around.
Yeah, if it's like that, I'll totally do it.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think one of the funniest things though is some of the faces that he makes when he's and he starts sweating and all this kind of stuff.
Where his eyes get all white and he's like,
yeah, and he's literally the most like non-confident lawyer I've ever seen in my entire life, but somehow he just squeaks through and gets the job done. But definitely, it's such an awesome game to play, and it's pretty fun.
How much is the iOS? Like, it has all 3 games. How much does it cost to have all 3?
They're actually expensive. I think they're about $6 each, and you can buy the whole pack. I think it's $15, and that gives you.
That's really not that bad, I guess. Because I want to say each game would cost like $30, so they're hard to come by. So
yeah, definitely,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so and I'm not sure how long the games are, but I mean, for $15, that's a hell of a lot of games.
Yeah, I would assume that the Phoenix Wright, the first one on the iOS, is the port of the DS one, so you'd have 5 cases, and then the other 2 each have 4 cases, and each case is like 4-ish hours. It depends how fast you play.
I think that's the one. So I'm looking at it here. You can buy. Yeah, so it's got Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, then it's got Justice for All, and it's got Trials and Tribulations. Yeah. And, of course, I won't be able to see how much they cost. No, I can't see how much they cost because I bought them. So,
but they do each cost separately for each one,
yeah,
right?
Or you can buy the whole pack, and I think it's a little bit of a reduced price. But I think it's about $15, $14.99 or $15.
Not bad.
Yeah, so
it gets the matte seal of approval.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I haven't really got that far yet. I think I'm only in about the second case on the first game. But and it's cool how all the cases tie together.
Yeah, and if you like it now, you really like the end because they always tie together and it's pretty cool.
Okay, good.
What is the second? Wait, the second case is which one is that?
That's where the girl gets killed with the statue that was used.
Oh yeah, the thinker.
Yeah, the thinker. Yeah.
What is the saying? If something smells, blame it on the butts or something, on the butts.
Yeah, his friend, whatever his name is, Butts. Yeah, if something smells, it's probably
something smells. I like it. Yeah, he'll come back too, so you'll see him all over.
Yeah, he's a character too. So, so that's basically been the brunt of my gaming this week. I've sort of been addicted to it. So, haven't had much time, and every time I've had has been devoted to Phoenix Wright. So it's been good. A little bit of Warcraft as well, obviously. And still playing NHL 13 like crazy. So not so much this week, but still staying with it. What about you?
Speaking of addictions, I've been slightly addicted to Tetris Blitz on the iPhone.
Yes.
Yeah, you played it?
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I always say Tetris is one of my, if not my favorite puzzle game, and this one, not the best version, but it's fun for a little 2-minute snippet of Tetris.
Yeah, which is really all the iOS is. You should be.
Yeah, exactly. It caters towards what the iOS devices, do best, and that's really good.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me. I don't know of any other Tetris that has power-ups.
I don't think any other Tetris does have power-ups.
Okay. This seems like a really great idea. So I hope it comes to fruition in a better way where I don't have to, buy them.
Yeah.
In, a future game where I can buy on the, Wii U or something.
Maybe we'll get a PS4 Tetris.
Oh my gosh.
Tetris Power Up version.
I'm going to go edit the topic of the week right now. Nice. Add that in there. Yeah, but it makes sense. And it was a cool little addition. Laura brought it up to me to play it, and I was like, oh yeah, another Tetris. And, I like it, but I wasn't really interested till I saw her playing it, and I'm like, oh, that seems really cool, like how it works like that.
Yeah.
So
you got your lasers and earthquakes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. It's cool. I'll probably keep playing until I just get bored with it and realize that it's just a waste of time and then move on to something else.
Tetris is never a waste of time. Actually,
that's
Tetris
true.
Is the definitive version of a waste of time.
Yes. But beyond that, I have for review, I got it a while ago, but I just finished it, Call of Juarez Gunslinger
nice.
on the
what
360. Pretty good. I was really surprised just because I've only played Bound in Blood. I think it's the second one on PC, and it was just okay.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty cool, and I like all the other reviewers are complimenting the arcade style, and it's true. Like the way they set it up with maybe 40-minute long story missions, and just the way it narrates is really cool. So it kind of gives me this Bastion feel. And did you play Bastion or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Jett that's the loser.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Bastion, where You go through the story and you play as Silas Greaves, and he tells you as he's going and then a pack of wild gunmen came out from the left, and then they literally get added in,
right?
And that element plays off on the story throughout the rest of the game, and it's pretty cool. So I like that, and it really feels like a nice Western style, and then each sort of boss character you kill with a duel. So it's a trademark of the series, and you have to line up your sights, get your hand close to your gun.
Oh, nice.
And then wait for them to pull first, and you have to pull faster and shoot them before they shoot you. And
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty intense. It's a fun way to cap off a mission.
Yeah, definitely.
I liked it. And then they have on top of that, there's the story mode is over in a few hours. Then you can level up in there, get new skills. There's a mode where you survive as many waves of enemies as you can. And then there's one that's all the duels all in a row.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it's a nice little package. It's a downloadable game, but for what it's worth, I think it's pretty cool. Definitely worth to check out if you like westerns or shooters.
I hear it's a pretty good-looking game, too.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of weird because the levels load kind of slowly. You start and the textures aren't really there yet.
Oh, really?
But they load in, and then the backgrounds are pretty vast. When you see, especially the forests, there's trees everywhere, and the leaves blow, and you can get into the thick brush, and there's rocks, and it looks really nice, especially again for a download.
Nice.
The only thing I don't like is there's crazy invisible walls all over the place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're really bottlenecked down where you need to go.
Yeah.
And if you go off the path, it'll say you're straying away from the story, and then you actually die. So you it's a little bit of a false sense of freedom.
Wow. So it's an
cool.
Open world, but extremely linear.
Open world, yes, but limited to the extreme.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jett actually wrote what he was playing. So Jett is still playing Injustice: Gods Among Us. Split Kick community game night. People get bodied. People got bodied.
All
I don't
right.
know. Is that a Canadian thing?
I don't think so.
It's a Jet thing.
I'm going to go ahead and say that means that somebody got beaten.
Yes, I would assume too.
Yes. So
I'm sure Jet's probably working on his Batgirl. That's what he would have said.
Yes, he would have.
Something along the lines of, her combos are sick.
Yeah, she's so rad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hope we're doing him justice, because,
Injustice.
Oh, we're doing him an injustice.
Fitting.
Yeah.
Apparently Jett is dabbling in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. He says, it's alright, fun, but not spectacular. I've not played, actually, so I can't say.
I haven't either. I've heard it's just a giant 80s version of Far Cry 3.
Mm-hmm. If I recall, I think Jett was the one that thought it looked really great, so maybe this is kind of a letdown for him.
Could be.
But I don't know.
We'll have to ask him.
We'll ask him
Why
when
don't
he's
you
back from
consult
Cuba.
the paper shredder?
I should. Paper Shredder? Silent on the issue.
Oh, well, yeah. He probably didn't
That
like
jerk.
it.
Tekken Tag Tournament 2. He says it's alright. I kind of agree. I wasn't really impressed with Tag 2, but I mean, it offered what I thought it would give, so it's probably... I would assume that's kind of what Jett's, thinking, but I don't know. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he feels the same way.
Probably.
And then I read this on his in third person blog, Contra Evolution.
Yeah.
For the iOS, he says you have to buy continues. Don't buy this game. That's pretty lame.
Wow. You have to buy continues.
Apparently, yeah. If I don't know if they recharge like Energy does and I don't know like Candy Crush or Life or something, but yeah, apparently you have to buy continues.
That's awful.
Yeah, and it's Contra.
The most egregious
That's exploitation.
Of making you spend money I've ever seen.
Pretty rough. Anyways, so we can move on, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks, Jett.
Thanks, Jett, for your input. So this week we're discussing E3 and our predictions for the upcoming Expo, which, as you guys hear this, should be happening either right now or tomorrow, depending on when you determine the show to start. But anyways, we, as in Matt and I, decided that we're going to try to focus on the big three, so Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, and we'll try to dabble in some other companies' issues here and there. But we just kind of want to go across what we think will happen with, the whole conference.
Yeah.
Do you want to start on any specific console manufacturer company, Matt?
Do you want to start with Jett's predictions?
Oh yeah,
I see
let's
left
do that.
him here. So
yes,
man, it's almost like he's here. He's almost here.
He's almost here. Yeah,
just not quite.
He's actually almost here. He's just like 2,000 miles away.
Yeah,
but he's with us in spirit.
Oh well, and he's also the paper shredder's there. So
Paper Shredder Jett.
So his first one, Jett claims that Sony has definitely not learned their lesson, and that one PlayStation Move game that no one cares about will take up way too much time in the presentation.
Nice.
So he's probably thinking Wonderbook 2.
Wonderbook 2. It makes the most sense.
I think so. I mean, Wonderbook 1 is so amazing.
Yeah, it was a system seller. So, I mean, that's easily the best prediction.
I actually went out and bought 5 moves after I watched that.
Really?
Yep. One for every single person that wanted one.
So, and then I assume you bought 5 Wonderbooks.
Yeah, I want to, in case I wore the first one out, I want to have one on hand, you know what I mean? So I could replace it right away.
Yeah. No, that only makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Only Sony will reveal the price for the PS4. I'm assuming he means that Xbox will not reveal the price for the Xbox One.
Interesting. I don't know. I think Sony definitely will, and I think Microsoft will. I don't know.
You think they're both going to reveal?
I think they'll both reveal.
See, that's funny because I said they both won't reveal.
Oh, man.
I know.
If only Jett were here. Why don't you think they're both going to show the price?
I don't know.
An inkling.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't... I see them focusing on the games. I see them showing a lot of demos and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't see them showing the price. And for some reason, I don't see them showing a release date either yet. I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
I agree about the release date. I don't think we're going to get release dates besides a holiday 2013 window or something. Yeah. But I don't know. I just assume they'd both go. I don't think Microsoft has anything to lose really right now, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah.
But I guess if I had to choose one that wouldn't, I would assume Sony wouldn't, but Microsoft would. But I still think, in my mind, both are going to show.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping under 500 for both.
Oh, it's got to be. It has to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think Sony definitely learned their lesson with the PS3. But I wonder what Microsoft will do, because I mean that's a lot of tech, all that stuff and the Kinect all in one, and the controller. I wonder what they're going to do.
I don't know. I have some predictions as well for
Yeah.
Vita integration and things like that too.
Yeah. Jett also says Halo 5 will make an appearance at Microsoft's conference.
I don't know.
I don't know about Halo 5, but Halo will be there, and I think it'll be there for sure in the form of that crazy TV show with Steven Spielberg.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I do also think there will be a Halo game. I don't know if it's going to be Halo 5.
Well, because Halo 4 was touted as the first in a new trilogy, correct?
Yeah,
so, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be really good. So, I mean, I don't doubt that Halo 5 will be there, but I feel like if it's anything now, it's going to be an announcement like Halo 5 is coming, which isn't really an announcement because everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking not like a spinoff like ODST, but maybe some sort of like, I don't know, Halo 4 map pack, something that wasn't announced, some sort of integration with the PC game. I don't know, something, but I'm not feeling Halo 5.
Yeah, no, I don't think Halo 5. I definitely think there'll be a lot more centered around the TV show.
Yeah. And I mean, I think Microsoft will probably in their conference pull like Call of Duty as their sort of shooter of choice. Yeah. I don't think they'd want to compete with themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. On that point, I can make one definite prediction. Steven Spielberg will not be there.
Oh, yes. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be there. I don't think we're going to be seeing much of him ever again. No. Yeah.
Specifically regarding the Halo TV show.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he did his thing and that's it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what the last point here means, but
remember at E3 last year when they said they were working on Wii U support for 2 gamepads at once? Don't expect to hear anything about that this time.
Oh, I forgot to scroll down to the next page. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I do remember Nintendo saying that they would support 2, and there was the issue about being able to buy another one, and yeah, they haven't talked about that at all, really.
No.
So
I think if they do talk about that, that's probably going to be one of Nintendo's biggest reveals.
Either I think Jett will be right, and they're going to not talk about it at all, or they're going to blow our minds and be like, you can actually use 4 gamepads, which would just mean spending like $200. But yeah, I think, I agree with him.
So they would blow it out of the water because the Wii U with 4 gamepads would be like $700.
And then Microsoft and Sony are going to be like, oh, $700, that's the price. And then they slap
ours
it
are
on
only
there.
$599. Only $599.
Exactly. Without a controller.
Yeah, with no controller. No power cords, no anything.
Yeah. They actually only give you 2 plugs for the AV cable. You have to buy the other one separate.
Exactly.
Jett's last point says Nintendo will not announce a price drop for the Wii U.
I think Nintendo has to announce a price drop.
I think they have to. Yeah, I think they have to. I think being the first one of the new generation, if you want to call Nintendo's Wii U the next gen, I think to stay competitive and be relevant for the holiday season, they have to drop the price.
I would agree. Definitely.
I guess they don't have to announce at E3, but I think if they do, that could be a sort of showstopper for Nintendo. Like, oh, it's going to be $250 now. And that entices me to buy it more than paying what could be double for a PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I think that's a smart move.
Do you really think that it's going to compete with the PS4, Xbox One, though, even with the price drop?
I think it's going to compete in the same way the Wii competed with the PS3, Xbox 360, where on the consumer market, people are going to see the difference in price and be like, hot dang. Yeah. For my kid for Christmas, he wants, a game console. I can get him this Wii plus a game, like plus 5 games for the same price of an Xbox One without a game.
That's true.
And I think that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same quality, definitely not the same quality of experience, but I think that's Nintendo's trump card, and they need to play it.
Do you think there's going to be shortages of them over the holiday season, like the PS4 and Xbox One, leading to more Nintendo sales?
Maybe, but I feel like that's something that we could discuss once we get on our own topics.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like, they could be shooting themselves in the foot, and Nintendo could profit yet again. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
True.
Anyways, that was Jett, so...
Thanks again, Jett.
Yeah.
You should have printed off his comments and read them, and then at the end you could have shredded them.
Just shredded them.
Yeah.
Next time.
So, I guess we'll move into mine.
Yeah.
I am going to go out on a limb here and say that obviously Sony is going to show us a ton of games and game footage and demo footage, but I still am sort of weary that we're actually going to see the box itself.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the more I think about it, though, it wouldn't make very much sense if they didn't show the box. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not counting Sony out. They've done some strange things at E3s in the past.
That's true. That's true. Track record is not looking good for them.
Yeah. My next sort of guess, and I'm not really sure where this is based on, but I think I've heard a few rumblings in different places. The online service that Sony's charging for, now this is PlayStation Plus aside, I wouldn't be surprised to see them start charging some sort of fee for online service like Xbox does.
Yeah.
I just think that the sort of market's competitive, and I think that offering the free online is hindering them a little bit, and I think that they could probably provide a better service if they charge a nominal fee. It doesn't have to be as much as Xbox is charging, because I mean Xbox is Xbox Live fee. I mean, you're looking at 60 or $65 for, I think it's 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So it's not, that much, but I think that Sony, even if they had that sort of little bit of money flowing through there, I think that they could sort of make a little bit of a better online. I mean, let's get real. Sony's online infrastructure isn't exactly the greatest when it comes to multiplayer and whatnot. It's serviceable, but clearly Xbox has, a winning multiplayer, sort of experience. I don't know. It would be neat to see if Sony started charging that, even if it was less than Xbox is charging, just to see what they could do with their online. Maybe they could give Xbox a run for their money.
I actually hadn't thought of that, but hearing what you say, I kind of agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think because the PS4 is so, I don't know, what would be the word? Social, I guess, online, that it kind of makes sense that they would need money to fund that in a sense. I think if they charge less than the price for PS Plus and still offer some of the same stuff, so I'm thinking like, let's say PlayStation Plus members get like 5 free games a month or something. Yeah. And then PlayStation Small Plus gets like 2 free games a month, plus these other things.
Yeah.
That's required of them. I feel like that would make that fee not feel so much of a burden, because I feel like I'm paying you, but I'm still getting something in return.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whereas, because as a returning customer, I'd feel like, if the PS3 was free, then I have to pay for it. I should be getting something. So I think Sony will Sony will hopefully see that if they go this way and provide the consumer with something for that. Yeah, and that makes sense.
I mean, even with PlayStation Plus, they've shown that, they're sort of customer aware, right? Like the customer is paying for a service, but they're getting a hell of a lot of stuff for what they're paying, right? Whereas Xbox is charging you, whatever it is a month, whatever it breaks down to, literally for the privilege of playing online. Yes,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be neat to see Sony try and take a chunk out of that and sort of call them on it. I don't know.
I think they could, and they should.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So another one that I've heard rumblings about as well is obviously The Last of Us comes out on the 14th, I believe it is.
Yeah, like next week. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about that.
I know. Oh my gosh,
that could be another conversation entirely, though.
Yeah, that could be a topic of the week.
Yeah. So I think. Obviously, Naughty Dog worked on that. I think that we may hear about a new Naughty Dog game that is not The Last of Us. Because I think there was half or more than half of the studio that was not working on Last of Us. And I know that they've probably been working on something else. So I'm wondering if it's going to make its debut at E3. But either way, could be something really interesting.
I think Naughty Dog is definitely one of Sony's best studios. Definitely.
Absolutely. I think it's the best.
Yeah, it is. I would say it's the best too. And I wonder if they're going to go. I mean, because The Last of Us is a totally new thing. So I wonder if this new project, which I think they're going to do too, is going to be something from the past. Like, are we going to see? I'm hoping it's like another Crash Bandicoot.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, but like Crash isn't really gone, because
he's not really Sony's either, is he?
Yeah. I don't know. Whoever the heck is making it, maybe they sold off the rights. But like, I don't know. What about like a Jack and Daxter? That could be another cool one.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
I mean, and we saw Jack come back in that. PlayStation Heroes or something with Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank. Yeah. So maybe they're still working on that. I don't know, but I guess what I'm getting at is I kind of hope it's reviving an older franchise.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That would definitely be cool. it would be neat to see the PlayStation sort of step into the new generation, but bring with it something that, one of its core characters or something like that
a relic
to launch it with.
Yeah.
That'd definitely be
I want Crash.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he in All-Stars? He needs to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Like, I don't think maybe
they don't
a
own
rights
him.
issue. I don't know. I heard they didn't own him. I thought they got rid of him, or somebody else bought the rights to him or something.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I think that was why he wasn't in PlayStation All-Stars, right?
The Sony-owned Crash Bandicoot. Oh, the first link is, how did Sony lose the license to Crash Bandicoot?
There you go. The internet says it. It's got to be true.
Yeah. Oh, here's a Wikipedia answer. Seems like they just sold the rights to a different company, so maybe it's not going to be Crash.
Oh,
that's
Sony.
Sad. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. So,
anyways,
I'm going to hop from Sony to Microsoft.
Yep.
Clearly, we know the Microsoft reveal was not the most amazing reveal of all time,
to say the least.
They talked about a lot of the stuff that's sort of, the social aspects and the stuff that sort of appeals to a larger, sort of wider, broader audience. E3 has obviously got to be all about the games for them. And I think, I hope that, these 15 exclusive titles that they were talking about, we're going to see, hopefully, if not all of them, hopefully most of them, or at least many of them, sort of to kind of let us know exactly what they were talking about and what exactly they were sort of alluding to.
Right.
I don't know what they're going to be, though. And
I don't either.
I've been thinking about it, and I don't know. I can't really figure out exactly what they're going to be. It's interesting.
I think on the outline you have that they're going to have a bigger look at Quantum Break as well as other first-party exclusives. I think we'll see definitely like Quantum Break and the NBA Live or whatever, and Call of Duty, the ones they already showed. We'll definitely see those, maybe even be playable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea what else they'll be there besides maybe like a Forza or some sort of racer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is where I think Microsoft could really surprise everyone. And, for lack of a better term, they could win E3 if they really impress with the games, because they haven't done anything to impress me yet.
They kind of have to. They have to.
Yeah,
win
they
E3.
have to.
If they lose E3, that's not very good for them.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them. So I'm curious to what they do. I think focusing on games is their priority. And if it's not their priority here, then I feel like they've already lost me, and I would assume many other gamers, from, buying their console at all.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, Sony's really taken the stance of actively promoting that their console is for gamers, by gamers, gamers. And I think they're sort of, piggybacking off the fact that Xbox had a very sort of lackluster launch. And
they are. And I just read something earlier today or yesterday about Sony being really adamant about indie game developers, making games for the PS4, which, from what I've read about, Notch and Minecraft and a lot of other indie devs, is that working on the Xbox is really hard. So that might really allure that whole crowd away from, I would say Steam. And then if they're going to get a box, they get the PS4. And that could be big, that could be millions of dollars they're losing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm going to go on a limb here and say that Kinect is going to get way too much time.
I think that's a for sure.
It will be the PlayStation Move of the Xbox's presentation.
Yeah, we're going to get Kinectimals too.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope not.
Oh man. Yeah. And there's going to be another little boy or girl on stage for an uncomfortable 15 minutes.
This time with giraffes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to still, they'll probably do a little bit of talking about the TV aspect again. I don't think they're going to harp on it like they did at the reveal. And yeah, I think I'm going to stick by my initial suggestion that I don't think we're going to see a price.
It could make sense. I mean, it'd be like the third strike. Like if they reveal the price and it's $700, then it's going to be like, Microsoft, you're done. Go home, you're drunk.
Yeah, I mean, the only real reason I can see them not revealing the price, I mean, it's been 7 years since they've last launched the console for the big three, or I guess the big two. I guess neither of them know the pricing of the other one.
I would assume.
And I mean, if one comes out way higher than the other, does that constitute sort of an automatic loss?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see, when I look at especially PS3 360, they're pretty similar in many things. Like, games, not the least of which. So, yeah, if I look at a console and say the PS4 is $200 more than Xbox One, I'm really looking at the Xbox One as my choice because that's a lot of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that'll be most everyone will probably think that, except the diehards.
Yeah.
You don't think Nintendo's doing anything?
Yeah, literally, my note says Nintendo won't do much of anything. Period.
Period. That is it. And then it goes to mine.
Sorry, Jett. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are we going to see from them?
I mean, no press conference.
No, they're not doing a press conference. They're doing a Nintendo, whatever it is.
Nintendo Direct. Yeah. What do you think you're going to see there? Anything worthwhile?
I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. I mean, maybe demos of the new Pokemon games.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're about the right way.
Yeah, I don't know. Nintendo's weird sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, like, I mean, holding a direct and not actually taking an active part in E3 in a gaming expo.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be there, but I feel like stepping aside from that is just saying, like, we're not even in this battle with Microsoft and Sony, which arguably they're not, but I still feel like they're kind of, conceding E3. They're not trying to pull anything out of it, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's, yeah, I don't know.
Well, strangely, I actually started with Nintendo for my notes, so, I think, without a press conference, Nintendo will lose a lot of the, jazz, if you will, of their show.
Right.
But they're going to do their new games through Best Buy, so you can play at Best Buy. That'll be fun. I am not going to Best Buy. I don't care anything at all about that. But I do think they'll show off some new titles. I heard today, actually, that they're supposed to show off new details about the 3DS and Wii U version of Super Smash Bros.
Okay.
And I feel like that could be awesome. If that really blows you out of the water and it looks good, that is a great showing for them. And if it's playable at Best Buy, I might actually go.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that'll be cool. I think Nintendo will show a new Mario game, not the Super Luigi U or whatever. I think it'll be a new core Mario title. I don't know what it'll be like. Like I'm not feeling Mario Galaxy 3 or New Super Mario Bros. Wii U 2. I just feel like there's going to be something featuring Mario, which probably makes a lot of sense because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
But it's got to be coming. And then beyond that, I'm thinking a new Zelda, possibly only the 3DS one, The Link to the Past 2, will be showed off. But I'm hoping a brand new Zelda beyond that as well. I don't know though. Like I'm thinking that it's time for the Nintendo to do this. Like because Nintendo in my mind does a good job of teasing you with a lot of stuff like, we're making this new Zelda game and this new Mario game and a Metroid game. Yeah. And as a consumer, I'm like, well, you better because you're Nintendo. So, but I hope they show off those, but I don't know. It's really, Nintendo's so up in the air. I have no idea. They're a wild card in my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of fruitful thinking and hoping, but I'm really hoping they show off or hint to some link between the 3DS and Wii U. I'm thinking maybe like a Miiverse sort of thing. I don't know if there is any right now, but if there is, I don't know about it.
No, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
But that could be pretty killer, and especially because Sony is pretty strong with the PS Vita and PS4 link to a degree.
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo could capitalize on that, having the 3DS being a successful system. It's getting there and being really great, and the Wii U kind of lacking. Maybe connecting them might be the thing that we need to make them awesome together.
Yeah, for sure.
So it could be there. And I think the price drop is coming for the Wii U.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to go, the deluxe model will become the main model that they're going to make, and it's going to be $300.
Wow.
At least. And if Sony or if Nintendo wants to really impress and be cool, I think $250 would be awesome.
Huh.
But I don't know. I mean, $250 is a great price for Nintendo. I think it works for them. And it's a great competitive price to the other consoles, but yeah, I feel like they'd be taking a huge loss at $250, but that would be my price. I would love that price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Sony and Xbox launch at, $499 or something, half price, that's a pretty good selling feature.
Half price, yeah, for something real unique, for sure.
Absolutely.
Move on to Sony. I think they will show the actual PS4 console.
Okay.
I think there was that advert that, hinted at little pieces of it. I think they're saying they're going to show us. But it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, so long as the box isn't like 16 feet long, like I don't really care how it looks. But I think we'll see it, and that's going to be a big draw to the Sony conference. Is look at this box we made, and I really don't care. But I think that's going to be something that happens.
Okay.
And on top of that, they're going to show some useless specs that no one will really care about.
Yeah.
So
a big
all this processing power,
all the processing power.
Yeah, which is just taking up time to show
and
the
billions
games.
Of transistors.
Yeah. It's blast processing to the max. But yeah, so I think that's kind of something I'm really expecting to see, but not caring about whatsoever.
Yeah.
Game-wise, I think they'll show us what we expect from them. Like we said, the Naughty Dog game. They'll probably show like Last of Us, something that just came out, or some random Vita stuff. But I'm hoping and thinking we might see a new Gran Turismo. I think it's 5 with the newest one.
GT5.
5 or 6?
6. I think it's
6. Maybe it's 6.
Yeah,
see, it shows how much I play.
And something else. Yeah, so I think it's 6.
Right. Yeah, 6. Okay, so I bet we'll see that because we've already seen some things about it. I'm thinking there's going to be a hint for a new God of War game.
Nice.
Don't know what system it's going to come out for, but I bet you it's going to be something like they're going to end the conference and Kratos is going to say, like, you haven't seen anything yet, and that's going to be it. And we're like, oh man, God of War. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be God of War 4 or if it's going to be Ascension 2 or even like, another PS Vita. Well, I guess the first PS Vita game.
Have you played Ascension?
I have not.
I have not either, so I couldn't even tell you if it alluded to a sequel.
My friend, when I worked in Indiana, said that he thought it did. Like, it ended off, and it's like, okay, this has to. There could be more to this.
Okay.
So there might be more.
Then.
Yeah, so it's possible. But I feel like with Ascension pretty much just coming out, that it doesn't quite make sense to release, soon. So I bet you they're not going to show much.
Yeah.
And stretch goal, I am really hoping The Last Guardian, we hear something about it.
Yeah, that'd
Do
be
you remember
good.
the what is it, Team Eco or whatever game?
Oh.
Yeah, from like 2006. Like
no, 2005.
Yeah, even earlier.
Yeah.
And like I don't even care about the game anymore. I just want to hear like something about it. It's becoming the new Duke Nukem Forever.
I was listening to an IGN podcast that was talking about Team Eco, comparing them to Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Since 2005, which is Team Eco's starting point for, I guess, Last Guardian or whatever they were doing, Naughty Dog has released like
the entire Uncharted series,
or something else. Yeah, some racing game. The entire Uncharted series, Last of Us, and like all these games,
all these crazy things.
Team Eco is still waiting to release Last Guardian.
Yeah, so. I don't know what's going on with that. It's definitely becoming this inside joke for
absolutely.
the industry.
Do you think the people at Team Eco are sitting back going like, guys, we can't even release this now? Because even if we released it and it was amazing, people would still critique it, being like, this took you so long.
Yeah, and I mean, if they release it, is it going to be a PS3 game? I mean, the PS4 is here now.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe they'll just put it on the PSP and be like, it's a PSP game.
Yeah, except they designed it for the PS1.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it'd be so cool if they made like a game that required the PS1 and the PS2 and the PS3 and the PS4 all to play.
That'd be amazing.
Sorry, tangent.
Combined processing power.
Yes. So I think, or I hope, The Last Guardian will make some sort of appearance in a relative form, and it could blow us away. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. I don't.
Yeah,
see
I'm wishing it'll happen, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I do think that Sony will give us a lot of digital download and a lot of online influence for the PS4. And I think they're gonna push downloads, digital downloads, play games on your PS Vita, from your PS4, and that's gonna be a huge thing for their conference. That connectivity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm alright with that. I think if Sony does it smart or a way that's effective and can deliver a lot of games at a high speed for a great price, I think that's a great way to corner that market for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah,
because I feel like Sony has, and I think we've talked about this a long time ago, just a huge catalog of games that they could re-release that people would buy, and they're just sitting on piles of cash that they could make.
Well, like we talked about that when they were coming out for the PS Vita, right?
Yeah, the Vita,
PSP,
exactly.
PS Vita, and they have such a gigantic back collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's staggering, really.
With the online emphasis on the PS4, I think that now could be a great time to really capitalize that, and I hope they do it. I'm sure there's legal issues with like ownership of games and stuff, but even if they just release some of the Sony games, that could still mean getting like, again, God of War again, and you could play it on your PS Vita to go. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
And I mean, I'd rebuy it. They've already released the Final Fantasies, release them again or release all of them and make everybody happy.
Like a Final Fantasy pack with like 1 through 9 or something.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like I would probably buy that, but I'm sure so awesome. Sony would probably want to sell it for some okay price, and then Squaresoft would be like, no, $500.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I might even pay $500 for it.
Exactly. If they're on the go, that makes a big difference. If I can play it in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with the PS4, I think Sony will focus on that console, but I feel like the Vita is still going to have a huge impact on this E3. So I don't think that ruling out the Vita is a smart idea. I think Sony's going to push it.
Okay, so let's talk about the Vita for a second.
Yes.
Do you think that there is going to be some sort of price drop for the Vita, or like a bundle or something that has to do with the release of the PS4?
I think bundle makes sense. Price drop maybe, but I feel right off the bat when you say it, I felt like bundle would make a lot of sense with it, and maybe they'll do something like bundle it with a game that is playable on both consoles or something. Yeah. I don't know if that'll work, but yeah, I think that makes sense, especially if Sony is requiring game developers to include cross-platform play with the Vita. Yeah. I thought, they're doing that. And so, I mean, if that's the case, I feel like Sony is totally relying on that Vita to sell.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to find a way to push more Vitas.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way, because I feel like one of the strongest features of Nintendo's Wii U is snapping that game off the TV and playing it on the go on the Wii Pad, or the gamepad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, if the Vita can handle that output, or even a little bit, dwarfed down version, I think that would be great.
Do you think Sony's been sitting back this whole time? People are ragging on them for not selling Vitas, and the Vita's doing so terrible, and Sony's sitting back like, just wait, wait, we're gonna get it.
I think they want you to think that, but no, they made a mistake and they messed up, and now they're trying to cover it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could never say that, because they pretty much made the mistake with the PSP, and they can't say they're doing it again. Shame on you for fooling me twice. So no, I think if they're sitting on that, then they're being foolish.
Yeah,
and then,
sure.
Kind of screwing over the consumer. But yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot of games too for the Vita. I don't know if they're going to be cross-platform or just exclusives, but I bet you Sony's going to put big franchises on the Vita. So maybe we'll see, a sequel to Uncharted again. What was it, Golden Abyss or something on the Vita? Maybe we'll see the sequel to that, or even the new Naughty Dog game. Maybe it'll be a Vita game.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
So yeah, I think that will make sense, because they really got to push that, because I literally only know of like Naughty Dog's Uncharted game and maybe that Sound Shapes as the only actual games I'd want to play on the Vita. And it's been out for 2 years?
Well, that's literally the only games that I own for the Vita.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, and Hot Shots Golf.
Oh, of course. That's a staple.
Yeah, the only 3 games I own for the Vita.
Yeah, and then lastly for Sony, I think there will be a price point for the PS4.
Okay. And you think that
again,
would be?
I'm hoping under 500. I mean, if I could have it my way, it'd be like, $1. But
well, 5 within 5.
Okay.
That's your magic price.
Realistically, I'm thinking $4.99 makes sense.
$4.99. Yeah.
Yes, $4.99. I mean, that makes sense to me. And then the games cost $700 each.
Yeah, exactly. They got to make it up somewhere, right?
Yeah. No, $499, and I don't think there's going to be 2 models, like the PS3 did. I feel like maybe that was a mistake, but maybe making the device have that external storage like the Xbox One would make a lot of sense, so they only need to release one version. So I think we'll see that too when they release the model. It's just going to be the one.
Right.
Yeah.
So single price point.
Single price. I'm shooting for $499 for the PS4.
You think it's going to be like a terabyte or something?
I think 500 gigabytes is a minimum. Terabyte would make sense, because I feel like Sony really packed on a lot of hard drive space in the past.
Especially be touting digital downloads, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I believe Microsoft's Xbox One was 500 gigabytes. Was that right?
I believe so. Yeah, 500 gigs.
Let's assume it is, and even so,
but external storage,
there's external storage. So like that's the easiest way to solve it. Is you don't have to keep buying new consoles. even though I'm sure Sony would want you to. But maybe they will release one that has, a crazy amount of stuff on it. But yeah, 500 gigabytes at least, terabyte probably at max.
I'm just waiting for Xbox to come out and say that you can only use proprietary external hard drives with the Xbox logo on them, and they're $400 each.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Don't give them the idea. Jett, just edit that out. Speaking of Microsoft, moving on to their end, I think Xbox One is kind of confusing to a lot of people for a lot of things. So I feel like Microsoft is going to be cleaning up and clarifying a lot of that talk. So I mentioned before the show too that today I read a lot of stuff about used games and like trading and things like that. And it's not the greatest news for a lot of people, but I think the one that struck me the most was the constant internet connection, or at least connecting once every 24 hours.
Yeah, once every 24 hours.
Which we discussed in the last Bosscast. But Microsoft has since clarified, saying that it does require, to connect to the internet once every 24 hours. And if you do not connect after that time, you can't play the console. Like, you can't play games at all, online or offline.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and like, I'm just not... I'm really opposed to the idea of kind of buying a console and not connecting it and not being able to play it. It seems unfair.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and for me, honestly, like I'll have the internet connection, that's fine. But I'm worried about like, what if Xbox's servers go down, and I can't connect now. I can't even play this thing, and I have no issue with this. It's their problem, and now it's become my problem.
Yeah, like the old SimCity problem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and beyond that, like, what if there's a Comcast outage where I am, and I don't get internet for like a week, which has happened when I was in Indiana. So, I literally do some of my work on the consoles, and if I can't play them, that's kind of crappy.
Yeah, exactly.
And beyond that, they had another thing like you could loan a game to your friend, like, or give it to them, and they can upload the game and I guess pay a fee, or I guess the fee is up in the air. I'm not sure what it is anymore, but with the new thing, they said that you could, let's say I had, I don't know, Halo 5.
Right.
And I gave it to you, Matt, and said like, oh, here, you can have my game. Then you would upload it onto yours because you have to download it onto your console, which is fine. I'm not sure about a price if you have to pay anything extra, but they said in a statement that you can only loan out your game once, and then it can't be loaned again or something. So if I gave it to you, then like, that case or that game is no longer usable. So there's like no used games. You can use like the one, and that's it.
That's strange.
It's weird, and
yeah.
I understand. Like, I felt like the idea of giving someone the game and then them buying essentially a license or a pass to use it kind of sucked. But compared to what it seems like it is now, that's like great. Like, I wish that was the way it was.
Yeah.
And it's not really for the money issue anymore, because I'm okay with giving developers or publishers the money because they made the game.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm buying something and they're taking it away from me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. So I feel like getting back on topic, I feel like they need to clarify that more at E3, because this is about games, and if you're telling me I'm buying this game, but I'm not buying the game at the same time, it's, a little bad in my mind.
I mean, not only that, but if they make the fee nominal, like if they make the fee small, so say, for instance, you give me the game and I pay a small fee to play it on mine, then technically if you add the price of the game plus the small fee that I paid, you're getting 2 games for that price.
Yeah. And I feel like that makes more sense. If the fee were, let's say, $10 for every used game, and say GameStops or Best Buy or wherever still sold used games, that's still a $10 profit that Microsoft or whomever, some publishing house, EA, is making off that game, as opposed to $0 from another used game.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a way that that's a compromise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like the other way, if we're all reading it right, and if it's clarified the right way, it feels like this is just stealing kind of from the consumer, and that's wrong.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
tangent aside. Clarify that.
Tangent aside, I agree with you, Matt, and I don't know if Jett said this, but I think Microsoft will definitely focus on games more than TV functionality and all that stuff they did in the conference.
Well,
they have to.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then they're kind of losing sight of what the Xbox means for video gamers.
Well, especially since they've touted this as being, this is where we're going to show you all the game stuff. This is for you gamers. They're
going to lie to us and be like, oh yeah, it's just Call of Duty dogs. And we're like, no.
Comes out, just psych.
Psych. That's the whole conference is just them psych, and then you just sit there for an hour. Anyways, like I said, I think there will be a new Halo, not the TV series, and I'm not thinking Halo 5, but I'm thinking some sort of Halo, like, the DLC maps, something like that. More of that racing game they showed. I don't remember I don't think it was Forza, but something like that, where that guy was like really into being able to get into the car. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
where he was like super excited just to be like virtually getting into a car. Yeah, we're gonna see more of that.
All right.
And there's hints that Rare is working on a new title.
Oh my god, I hope it's what you think it is.
Yeah, they say it's from the past, so I don't know if they're implying it's one of their past games, but I'm hoping it's Killer Instinct 3. But I don't know. So if the Rare game I feel like should be shown, and Rare has a lot of work to do to make a name for themselves again, but yeah, that could be killer for them if they release another, Killer Instinct, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, another Perfect Dark. What else did they do? Anything really? Yeah.
Did you say that? What else did they do? I'm looking at their thing here. Hold on. They did Conker.
Yeah, Conker. I mean, even like Grad by the Ghoulies was an Xbox game. Like, even one of those, like, if you bring that sort of style back, I feel like you would please a lot of fans. I think Killer Instinct would appeal to me, but I think the bigger appeal would be like it'd be a Banjo-Kazooie or something like that.
Yeah, or something a little more.
Yeah, more user or family friendly, because I think that's what Rare has been working on. But yeah, I don't know. And I'm hoping they kind of do away with the Kinect only controller for Rare titles. I couldn't imagine playing Killer Instinct 3 with only the Kinect. So,
did they do Star Fox as well?
No, that's Nintendo, I think.
It is Nintendo, yeah. Yeah,
I love Star Fox. But yeah, those are the games I'm thinking. And like you said earlier, I have no idea what else they're going to show, because they've hinted at nothing. I have no educated guess for what they will bring out. I'm sure we'll see more Call of Duty, but that's all I've got.
Yeah, we're probably going to see EA games, definitely.
Yeah, EA up the wazoo. So sports, every possible sports game.
Yeah.
Call of Duty dog. If the Call of Duty dog is on stage, Microsoft wins.
Oh my god. If he comes out dressed as a hockey player with the Call of Duty dog and a TV remote in his head.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They'd win a lot of respect.
that would be it.
And then lastly, I do think Microsoft will throw a price point out there too.
Yeah.
Hopefully under 500, like I said, for the PS4. Stay competitive. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for the show. Anything else you want to add in, Matt? Or
yeah,
we might have
I was
skimmed
really
over.
hoping we might, but I seriously doubt we're going to see any Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it going to be Xbox One, PS4, or no?
It is, I believe, going to be Xbox One, PS4.
Okay. That's on top of 360 PS3?
Yeah, because I think they had I think Grand Theft Auto's release date is September.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, it could be, and then forthcoming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but if it's going to be forthcoming on the new consoles, I'm just going to wait.
Yeah, I would probably wait.
Right?
I mean, yeah, just see which one, and even then, see which one is better, and then by then, even the older titles could be cheaper, and maybe you just pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
The only other announcements I heard of was Konami talked about their new Castlevania titles, because they have Lords of Shadow 2 coming out, which is cool. I mean, I love Castlevania, but I'm not super excited about that. But Capcom said there is going to be a surprise announcement at E3. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm hoping that it's going to be Darkstalkers 4, the fighting game. But again, I have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. And I mean, I know there's been talks of it, but I don't know if it's actually come to fruition in anyone at Capcom's head. And then, of course, Mega Man would be great too. But
Mega Man. Yeah,
a little nostalgic, yeah. They're actually going to re-release. Capcom actually took a poll, and they decided they're going to ask gamers what's the best Mega Man game was, and it was unanimously Mega Man 3.
Right.
And so they're going to re-release that game in the original version and a totally redone HD version for free for everyone. And yeah, and then they're actually going to disown Mega Man 2 and take it out of canon and delete and destroy every possible copy of the game.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I read that. That's actually true. So
wow, that's pretty.
If only Jett were in the States or Canada, not in Cuba, he would be able to stop this. But it's happening.
We'll have to send the paper shredder to his place.
Yeah, that's actually what they're going to use to destroy all the games, just for an ironic twist. Yeah, so those are the E3 predictions of the Bosscast, -1. Well, -half, I guess, really. So, I guess we'll wrap it up then. If you guys have any, comments, let us know on Twitter.
Yeah, but, definitely. Your own predictions or whatever.
Yeah, your predictions for E3.
If you can't stand our predictions, let us know.
Yeah.
If you agree with our predictions, let us know.
Do you have anything you're working on, Matt?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be doing an E3 wrap-up, like, as the sort of days go by for Biff Ben Pop. Hopefully, so those will be up, I guess, the evenings of the E3 conferences. Hopefully, that's what I'm aiming for. And then a new Screaming Eagle podcast this week as well. So, look forward to that.
I actually just finished up, or actually it's just online, my Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D review on the 3DS. That's over on Inside Gaming. It's good. I think if you play the original, there's really no reason to play this one. But if you haven't, then go right ahead.
But who hasn't played the original? I mean, come on.
I don't know. Someone that doesn't have a Wii, I guess.
That's true, yeah.
And on top of that, I just released on Slick Gaming my top 10 Dream E3 2013 predictions. So this is the real stuff that I think is really happening. But I did a similar article last year where I just random things I wanted to happen, like a Sega Dreamcast 2 and all these random things. And this year, the number one is still the same because I'm still hoping for that game to release. I won't tell you what it is, but you go check it out.
Right.
I'm hoping number 9 on my list is Street Fighter Cross Mortal Kombat becomes a reality.
Yes. Well, we did interview Fake Ed Booth.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he said he wants to do it.
Yeah.
So just throwing it out there. And then other things like Nintendo dramatically changes standard formula with Pokemon Alpha and Beta versions.
Wow.
And all these random things. And actually something that we talked about, Matt, the return of Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I want to see. Yeah, exactly. It's actually going to come out on Microsoft of all things.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the Xbox One. But yeah, it was fun to kind of speculate what you think would be an amazing thing. But that's up on Slick Gaming. You can check that out now. On Jett's end, he has his Dead Island Riptide review, Kickstart guide to Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It might be up by now. And then there's a Sacred Citadel review from Ben on Splitkick. And I actually have my Game Hunter episode 3 posted on Splitkick too, which is about spotting fake games while out and about. So check that out and learn.
Spotting fake games?
Yeah, like counterfeits and whatnot.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have... Laura has a few from, I believe, the Philippines that are fake. And they're actually made kind of well, so it's hard to see. If you didn't know what you're looking for, you'd kind of get duped.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's what's going on all over the place. Be sure to listen to Rocket Jump, the other podcast, and Bits of Reality for more gaming pleasure. You can email us at bosscast@splitkick.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, and you can reach Matt at Matty Lang on Twitter. I am at Jasicki, and Jett is in Cuba, but he is at Jetlandicho. And then there's at splitkick.com or at splitkick.com for everything else.
You may be able to reach Jett in Cuba.
Yeah, you might be able to. Checking. I feel like that's probably the best way to reach him is through Twitter while he's in Cuba, but I don't know. I mean, I have the paper shredder right here.
It's true. And if you want to tweet him, let him know that the paper shredder did a fantastic job on today's podcast.
Yes. Some might say he has a run for his money. So
yes, I believe so.
I think we might have
really shredded the competition.
Hey-o! Anyways, this is Jason and Matt, and we will see you next time.
See you later.